All right, here we go. So preparing for an interview, it's a really good thing to bring in a single sheet of paper. Don't worry about kind of the whole thing about looking at your notes type of thing, because employers love the fact that you're prepared. Okay, does that make sense? You can talk to me too, that's fine. All right. So the four quadrants here that you want to prepare. Top 3 strengths. 1, 2, 3. So you think about 3 things that you're good at, 3 things you're awesome at within the industry. Okay, so if it's a kitchen operations thing like this is, so you might say, I am super passionate about food, and look, I love following instructions, but also I enjoy being creative as well. Yeah, so that says that you're not a drone, but also you're prepared to be a kitchen hand and just kind of follow what they want you to do. Okay, so prepare your top 3 strengths. Think about those, because then you just pull them out with whatever question they ask. You just pull them out. It's like, oh, look, I'm always on time. I'm one of those people that's renowned for being super early. I'm always waiting out the front, waiting for the doors to open type of thing. They chuckle, you chuckle, and they're like, wow, this girl's cool. Yeah. All right, so top 3 strengths. Top stories. Stories, or you're not actually meant to read this writing. It's just for visual purposes. So stories or examples, again, because you can train a monkey to say, I'm reliable, I'm honest, I'm hardworking, right? So you can train a bird to say that, okay? Yeah. That's why you want stories or examples that highlight those 3 strengths. So for you, for example, you could say, oh yeah, I did my Cert 2 in blah blah, yeah? And, always on time. Everyone calls me like, the blah blah, super on time person, because I'm always waiting at the front, waiting for things to open. And I'm very caring, and then use an example about, when you've been caring specifically. Okay, just really short stories that highlight that strength. And so we've got top 3 strengths, top stories and examples. What's the other one? Okay, so these are questions that you walk in with. So you've read the email or read the job advert or whatever it is. You walk in with these questions. So the questions will be, when could I expect to hear from you? Okay, when can I expect to hear from you? If it's remuneration, so look, I'm just wondering what the wage is for this kind of role. Yeah, look, I hope it's not too much trouble to ask. Look, I was just wondering, what's the wage for this kind of role? So then they can talk about money, cash. Yeah, because just so you know, they actually do know that you're working for money, right? It's not a secret. Okay, so they're expecting to pay you. Some other common questions you might ask would be, can you tell me, important, and tell me a little bit more about the role, yeah? Where might I be working? When? What might I be doing? Not necessarily why. So where, when, what, how, yeah? So how do we, go blah, blah, okay? And then with this piece of paper that you walk in, it's great if you've got a pen, paper, looks like you're prepared, you actually care. You just ask, is it okay if I take some notes? And they'll be like, of course. And it shows that you're a great student, you're ready to learn, okay? And so this bit here is questions or notes that you have as you go, right? So this is while you're literally in there with them, and they say a cool thing or something you want to think about, and it's like, oh yeah, no worries, I'll write that down. Oh, okay, I'll ask about that more in a second. Oh, they said this thing, I'll have to ask them more about that when they stop talking. Right, we'll get to that, yeah, blah, blah. Okay, so if you walk in with that, you'll be highly prepared. No matter what question they ask, you can just refer to these things that you prepared earlier. Okay, beautiful, done.
Done.